No snow or anything. I'm here with my dog, so we're just chilling.
Yo, what's the dog's name?
That's Emmett.
Emmett? Love it.
Yeah.
What kind?
He's a Springer Spaniel. He's a happy boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is becoming a dog show. We
Yeah, I
love
know.
dogs on this show. We're joined today by Jordan Macdonald, frontman of Texas King. How's it going, man?
Good, guys. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Pleasure. So we just want to start out by asking you, first off, where did the name Texas King come from? And have you ever even been to Texas?
Okay, good question. Sorry, I just got a call coming in. But no, I've never been to Texas. And the name is based on my name. I'm adopted, and my name before was Auston James. So I kind of did like this Austin, Texas, King James. And then if you read between the lines, just Texas King.
Now, listen, I haven't seen you guys in person yet, but one thing that I've heard from everybody who's seen you is that you guys put on a hell of a live show, and that's what really kind of separates you from other bands. So is that something that you guys like include in your rehearsals, or would you say it's just more of a heat of the moment, just having fun sort of thing when you're up there, or maybe a combination of both?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you. It's very kind. Yeah, we love playing live, and I think for all of us, I can speak like it kind of acts as like a way to let loose. You know, so we practice. We don't practice the way we play. Like sometimes we're sitting down, sometimes we're just chilling. But when we hit the stage and it's lights, camera, action, and everyone's there to see us play, something happens, and it's like, let's rip.
Personally, I actually love your When You Were Young cover. Probably the best cover I've heard of it, besides the old Murderers themselves. What was it like absolutely crushing that one in front of a hometown crowd? And if you remember, what was it one of your bandmates yelled out at the end?
Okay. Well, the video you're probably talking about was actually a show we played with our friends, Honest Art Collective, and a bunch of people jumped up on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what, I think it was Kevin or Jay at the end yelled something. So I'll have to ask them. But I do remember my favorite part of that live performance was when we timed the confetti to explode. At this perfect time in the moment. It's in the video, and you can see on my face actually like pure elation. It was a highlight for me, and yeah, we like that cover too. But we have to also give a shout out to the boys at Honest Art Collective for helping us make that one hit a little harder.
So you guys went on your first major tour right before COVID hit when you traveled North America supporting Big Wreck. Now, Ian Thornley is an incredible singer, incredible guitarist, all-around professional. So I just want to know what it was like getting to spend time with him and the band. And did you learn anything specific from your time with them? Is there anything he told you or anything that maybe he left with you and resonated with you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, love the whole crew and the whole band, Big Wreck. We really appreciate them taking us out. And we learned so much in general as a band on that tour. Specifically, it was great times hanging out with Ian. He like kind of took me under his wing, sort of big brothered me. And there'd be some nights I'd come off stage a little pissed off, you know, kick a chair or something. And he'd come over and say, "What's up, man? Like, what's going on?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I messed up this note and I squeaked on that one and I broke a string and I had to play that guitar I don't even like." And he was just like, "You get him next time, man. On a tour like this, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You can't let one show get you down." And I watched him, you know, there were some nights where stuff wasn't going right for him. The first few nights of the tour, he was like sick and he had this like thing going on with his voice, and he was just a true professional about it. And it really is like your mom says before, like you give a speech at school when you're a kid, you know, like the audience isn't going to know if you fuck up, you know, like
that's right. I'm
sitting there and he's like telling me, "Oh yeah, my voice is really in bad shape. It's not going to sound that good tonight." And then you're standing out there the first couple nights of the tour listening to this guy sing, and it's like, well, what's it going to sound like when you're good, man? Because like I couldn't tell the difference between a bad voice or a good voice, you know?
Yeah, and I can't imagine there were too many people showing up to that show thinking, "Oh, is Ian Thornley sick here, man? What's going on?" Like,
well, yeah, I mean,
refund.
That's the thing too. I was exposed to for the first time was like this whole fan group thing on Facebook and stuff. And there's like these armies of fans for Big Wreck, and they all knew. They were like, "Oh, yeah, just a heads up, Ian's voice is a little sore." Like, so it's crazy. I don't even know how they knew, but like then at the end you read the comments and it's like, "Couldn't have told you it was a sore voice. Like you sounded great, Big." And that's the thing that's so intimidating about Ian is everyone talks about how amazing he is at guitar and stuff, but for me it's like man, how do you sing like that while you're?
Oh, dude, he's a great singer.
It's like, yeah, he's the best of both. So.
So sticking with the live performances, just for one more question here. You guys have done 3 episodes of the Edge's studio beach session with Giants, Dancing in the Dark, and Chandelier. There's a lot of great artists and alternative artists that have performed on that show and come out with some great performances. What's something that stands out to you from those performances that you did?
It's just always great. You know, like I grew up personally listening to the Edge. So it's just sweet to be in the studio. I think that's like a good vibe already. And then also the crew and the staff there at the 102.1 Edge are always so great to us. They're like, they really help champion a bunch of our songs and give us the spins and stuff. So it's good to like see the people who are helping you out while you're out on tour, playing your songs and spinning it for you. And then you get back, it's kind of like a, hey, love you guys. Let's put on a nice show. Like 2 more hours to London. We're almost at home. Like it's always kind of, we hit it at the end of a tour or something. So that's kind of always the vibe. And that's what's great about it. And it's cool. I like the video component. You know, you get a good high quality mix and a good video out of it. And also the cool factor as well. There's a lot of cool bands that like I look up to and stuff that are on there. So I like that we have one too, or 2 or 3, whatever. Yeah.
Back on Father's Day, you guys you kind of made a little bit of a tribute post to all 4 of your dads. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think that picture of you and your dad was taken at Lake Louise. It looks like Lake Louise.
Yep.
First of all, how's your experience at Lake Louise?
I was at first blown away by like how the water was that color, but the craziest thing is how cold that water is, man.
Yeah.
But it was cool. There was a lot of tourists around and it was kind of busy and hectic, but it was a good time. I can't wait to go back, like now that I'm a little older too.
Right. Yeah. Once you have maybe a little more of an appreciation for it.
Exactly. I was kind of like, can we get back in the car?
I think everyone would have been like that at that age, though, to be fair. But just to kind of build off of that, what's your dad meant to you just in terms of your music career? Like, what's he done for you to really help push you and kind of get you to where you are now?
Oh man, can't say enough. You know, everything from the beginning to the end, basically. Like when I first started music, it was because my dad's a pastor. He works at a church. So I started drumming at his church when I was like 6 years old. So I guess first performance opportunity he gave me. And then also he like showed me my first guitar chords, showed me my first G, D, all that stuff. And just the support, man. Like a lot of parents say, don't do that music shit. Like how are you going to make any money or any of that? And I never heard that from my parents. They're fully supportive of what we do, and they're big fans of the band, and they're instrumental. They're out in Halifax, and they're always giving CDs out to people and saying, "Oh, check my son out on YouTube." It's the kind of support you need, and it's the kind of support that we actually all have. Our parents are all super supportive of everything, so we're very lucky as a band.
All right, Smash Brothers or Mario Kart?
Mario Kart for me.
John Frusciante or Tom Morello?
Frusciante.
Red wine or tequila?
Oh, I have to say red wine now, man. That's just too crazy.
John Mayer or Neil Young?
I honestly, just for the coolness of it, Neil Young. More of a legend, if you ask me. Love John Mayer, grew up on him. Body Is Your Wonderland was probably one of the first songs I learned on the acoustic, as well as many guys. But no, Neil Young, man. I do a song of his, A Lot of Love, and it's one of my favorite covers to play. So I got to say Neil Young.
All right, Eminem or Weezer?
Honestly, I went through a big Eminem phase. Eminem.
Domino's or Little Caesars?
For pizza?
Yeah.
Ooh, what time of day is it?
That's a great question.
Right now.
I didn't think too much that into it.
Right now, I'm going with a midday hot and ready from Little Caesars.
Auston Matthews or Connor McDavid?
Ooh. Honestly, I think McDavid's a better player, but I got to say Matthews because he's a Leaf.
All right, Shania Twain or the Beastie Boys?
Shania Twain.
Jacks or JBRs?
Are we talking about Jim Bobs or Jacks?
Yeah, man.
Oh, in the heat of the day, I spent more money at Jacks. More time and money. I lost. Yeah, I'll go Jacks. I was a Jacks guy.
And the final one we've got here, but you may have already answered it earlier on in the show. LeBron or Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan for sure.
Ooh.
I don't even get why that's a conversation.
Honestly, man,
while we're talking about basketball, don't you think KD is way overrated?
Yeah, kind of.
I just think he's a snake. That's all.
Yeah, he's just not an enjoyable guy.
Yeah. That was a fun speed round, boys.
So one last question here. Somebody commented on the Chandelier music video saying, best band I ever heard about in 2019. Awesome, with 4 exclamation points. Cheers from Brazil. Now, speaking of Chandelier, that song was obviously a breakthrough for you guys. It's sitting at just 500,000, just shy of 500,000 streams on Spotify right now. So tell me a little bit what it was like just to watch that song blow up and how it feels to see your fan base grow in places like South America.
Man, that's awesome. Like, anytime I hear about people in another country listening, it blows my mind. Like, same thing as I said about performing, people knowing the words and stuff. But so that's great. And I honestly didn't know it had that many spins. That's awesome. And the thing about Chandelier that's funny is we were toying with the idea of not even releasing it at one point. Like, I didn't know if it was like going to be strong or whatever, but I mean, our friends at the radio team, and actually a good friend of mine, Jordan Macdonald, he was like, this is the single, man, you got to use it. And we ended up trusting our gut on that one and listening to our team as well. And yeah, we're really happy with how it did for us. And that was the song we had going while we were on tour too. So there's happy memories associated with that campaign.
It's one of those tunes that undeniably, whatever genre you like of music, you're not going to hear that song and dislike it. So I think that's a big, kind of a big compliment as far as just how that song kind of resonated with me.
Well, thanks. I always think some of the better songs that end up being out there are ones where you really mean it too. And that was one, time to give your head a shake, boy. Kind of one of those.
I find it interesting how you say that you guys, it's good to have like that second or third opinion sometimes, because you said, I'm sure it probably would have made it on the album, but having someone else have another ear and being like, yo, this is your single, man, roll with it. It's probably got to be good for the band as a whole.
Absolutely. We're all very lucky. Like, well, even like me, Colin, and Phil met in a music school program at Fanshawe. So like, we have a lot of friends just as it is that we do trust their ear and we trust their opinions. So that's been super helpful as well. And
that I love that last chorus when it just kind of comes out of the dead silence. Fire, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
So, yeah, before we wrap things up here, do you got anything kind of on the works or coming up that you want to plug for a bit? We'll give you a little floor time here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, don't want to say too much about it, but we'll be putting out an EP this year, 2021, some new songs, and stay tuned. We don't have a release date or anything like that I can tease, but definitely this year, and we can't wait for everyone to buy it and all that shit and listen to it on their Spotify. And yeah, that's about it for plugs.
Awesome,
also, I'll say
I'm
I'm doing Monday night live streams on our Instagram, Texas King Band, from 8:00 Eastern till about 9. So if anyone wants to come and hear some acoustic music from me, some covers and some Texas King tunes, I'll be there Mondays.
Yeah, we'll pop in for sure.
Awesome.
All
right, awesome, man. Thanks a lot for doing this thing, Gabe.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Thanks for reaching out, boys. We really appreciate it.
Every night of the week, I'm losing control.